We are Mike and Jeanie, and we restore old houses. In 2021, we moved to South Carolina and bought a 120-year-old Victorian house. Follow along as we put the polish back on this Victorian masterpiece. Welcome back to another episode of 1834 Restoration House. Now, I am excited today because, look over here. He was inside the attic for the last couple of days, and now he's out. So I'm going to take the trap out of here. We're going to take the trap about 30 miles away, and we'll release it into the wild, and he can get a fresh start on his new life and make some new friends. And then we'll put the trap back in here and see if there's any more. And we're just going to keep doing it until we're absolutely sure that the attic is empty. It's Saturday morning, and I spent all day yesterday up in the mountains of North Carolina cutting trees down. My arms are killing me, but we're going to get through this. So we get up this morning and we hear this commotion up on the roof. At this point, our microphone battery died, but that's me up on the roof explaining that we caught yet another squirrel. So now we're going to take that squirrel and send him over to go meet his buddy. We're out in the middle of nowhere, and this is where we released the other one the other night. So we'll let this one go in the same spot. Maybe they'll reunite. Hey, fellow preservation fans, guess what? We have a winner in the mailbox contest. Sherry in Oroville, California, correctly guessed what is under the house. And so we're going to take this old mailbox here, if I can get it off the wall, and we'll go send this to her right now.
We've been running errands all day. First, we relocated that second squirrel. That is so exciting. And then we went to the post office to mail the mailbox to our winner. And then we had to go get some shingles for the roof repair where the squirrels have been trying to get in. They ripped off part of them. We'll show you a little bit more about that later. Right now, I'm really excited to get started and hopefully finish this little pantry.
I'd like to introduce you all to the concept of the stud finder. This marvelous device was invented about 30 years ago, and it's really good for finding wooden studs inside the walls where you can't see them. So simply turn it on, put it up against the wall, and then move it across. As soon as you find green, you know that there's a wooden stud back there. Those were so far off.
Yeah, they are, and I don't know why they're off so far.
Because the floor's uneven.
Oh, is that why? Oh, yeah, I guess it is with that funny tile. It's not tile.
It's probably vinyl. I'm coming to you this evening from the 1834 Restoration House roof. Now the squirrels have been trying to get in, and I don't know how old this is, but they basically chewed through the shingles right here, and they've exposed the wood underneath. So we have to fix that. It's a nice cool evening. The sun's gone down and the shingles are nice and cool, so I can get up here now. So I'm going to go up there, all the way up to the top, and I'm going to start taking off the ridge shingles, which are these caps right here. I'm going to take them all off because they have to be lapped over the top as they go up. There's a big gap right there. These are special shingles. They're made for ridges, and they're not made for regular roofing. See how wide that slot is? You wouldn't want to use these as regular shingles, but what you do is you cut them in 3 pieces, and then you stack them on the ridge going up. Now the manufacturer says to put 2 nails on each side, one here, one here, one here, and one here. Looks like they're actually perforated, so I could probably just bend and perforate. There we go. That's a stubborn one. There we go. Okay, that has a little dirt on it, but we don't care because the rain will wash that off. Something like that. And then 2 inches. Something like that. This is really scary being this close to the edge like that. The manufacturer calls for a 6-inch overlap. And that gives plenty of space here so the shingles can weld themselves together. So I forgot to show you when I was working on this, but on the underside of the shingles there's a strip of tar. Right now it's hard and firm, but when the sun comes out and shines on it, believe me, shingles get hot, really, really hot. And so that tar melts and gets sticky, and then it bonds itself to this layer of tar right here. The other thing that happens when it gets hot is they get really soft, and then they'll lay down and become flat. So right now they're a little bit springy, but after a good day or two of heat, they'll lay right down. I don't know if you can see this on camera, but the color here is a little bit different. This is more of a gray, whereas the shingles on here are more greenish. And the reason we did that is because we can't get the green in a short time, and we have to get this thing closed up before it starts raining again. So we decided we'll just go ahead and put gray on here. It doesn't really look that much different. And eventually, I'd like to tear this off because whoever shingled this thing last time, looks like they used OSB instead of plywood. Squirrels are cute, there's no doubt about that. But they also cause a lot of property damage every year, and this is certainly the case in our house here. So if you look up here, you can see where we've had to replace all the cap shingles going up that ridge right there. The squirrels were tearing into it, trying to find a way into the house. So now that we've caught 2 squirrels, we went ahead and replaced all of that. Hopefully they won't mess with it anymore. We think there may still be a squirrel inside. I did see a squirrel on the roof this morning, scampering around, but we still think there may be one inside there that we haven't caught yet. So the trap is still set, and we'll leave it up for a couple more days and see what happens. Every time I go up on the roof, I keep smelling this nasty smell up there. I thought, what is that smell? I was thinking maybe it was coming from inside the attic where the squirrels are, but I go and take a whiff there and there's no smell inside there. So what is it? Look at this. I think this sewer pipe here is probably responsible for that smell.
It's still early in the morning. We got the roof done when it was cool, which is really nice. But since we've had several days that were dry and it's still cool, we're gonna see if we can finish up this yard work here, and then we will get back to the pantry later today. Oops. It's hard to see it between the debris and the other wires.
This is crazy. They put 3 different layers of fence fabric on here.
Yes, I don't understand why.
Right. You'd think one would be sufficient to keep something in.
Well, it wasn't that tall, so the dogs couldn't have been very big. Need help holding that back for you?
Sure.
I don't know what part you're working on.
Well, I'm trying to free this post here and get the wires off of it.
Bring it on up a little more. There we go.
All right, got it?
I got it.
Okay.
Work your magic.
There we go. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. There are 4 layers of wire here. I think that's it.
Step on it.
Step on it? Yeah, okay. I gotcha. welcome. What are husbands for? Did he get tangled?
I did.
Oh, he got your shoe.
I got my lace.
Okay. Let's get this out of here. Wow. Well, there's one. Let's keep this one separate so it doesn't tangle up again. Okay, that one's clear. That one's clear. We took what, three or four layers off one side?
We took 3 layers off so far.
Yeah, it's insane.
It looks like there's a lot more there.
There's still easily 3 more layers on the back side here.
3 or 4,
All
I
right,
can't
well, those
tell.
2 are clear on this side, so...
Okay, let's get this
see
one
what's going on
clear.
here. Oh, okay, so that goes under. You know what? Let's just take this whole thing, pull it back here, and then we'll throw it over, and then we can get to it again.
Okay. That sounds good.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep. Go. Okay, now throw it over. Watch yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how many layers is in here. Let's see. 1,
Too many.
2, 3. There are 4 layers.
That's 7
on that
total.
one side. 7 layers of fence fabric on this entire piece of fence right here, between the 2 sides of it. Not to mention all the random little pieces that were just wired into it.
It's not like it was above my head. What were they trying to keep in and out?
I don't know. It looked to me like just a small dog run.
Well, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Land
All right, well,
sakes.
let's get to it.
Sounds good. Yes,
This-
the cattle guards.
The cattle fence. Okay.
It's
Good
not a cattle guard,
grief.
it's a cattle fence.
Good grief. This stuff's not cheap either, so
No.
somebody spent a good deal of money on this.
Let's see if you can twist it over a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
for
Can
you.
we do that?
Trying. That work?
Kind of, yeah. That's better.
Okay.
All right, now I'm just gonna have to cut my way through it like the rest of them. Well, that was the biggest onion I've ever peeled back. Good grief. Okay, 2 more to go. It seemed that whoever put this thing together overbuilt everything they did.
Gonna help me pick up this pile. Maybe we can put it in easier.
The whole thing?
I got a log on top. Just a minute.
Oh.
There we are. Yeah.
They're all just a little too long.
Yeah. We did it. We got all that tangled mess of a fence out. All clear there, all clear there. Looks so much better. Let's go see if we can finish that pantry today.
We're back in the closet now, and we managed to get the cleats on all of the walls except for one. So we have these, the two behind you, and now we need to do the back wall here. Okay, we have 4 cleats that go on the back wall, and if we measured and cut correctly, they should fit, and they do. There's a little bit of slack on either side, which is great. It doesn't have to be all the way across. But the thing we need to do now is find out where the studs are and then mark them, because that's where the nails are going. Okay, here's one. Here it was. Had it. I'm guessing we had a false positive a second ago, so that was... All right, where are you? So right about here, supposedly is a stud. We'll go ahead and mark that. It's kind of messy in here right now, but we're going to go back and paint this all when we're finished. Okay, let's see if we can find another one. Okay, it's hitting something. Right there. Okay, that's the stud. And it should be on 16-inch centers. I just want to be really clear where the studs are. There's so many marks on this wall. All right, now we should have another one. In fact, look at this. If I go from here to here, isn't that about 16 inches? It's textbook perfect. So there should be another one out here about 16 inches. Right about in here somewhere. And there it is. Right there. Now there should be another one over here. Oh, there's one. There should be one over here too. There's always a stud in the corner, even though it's not showing. Chances are pretty high that there's actually one there, because you have to have a nailing surface for the sheetrock to go into. So we'll just assume that there's one there and one back over here as well. Now we'll go ahead and transfer these marks to the cleat, just so we know where to put the nails. And we'll just assume that that one goes there.
He's pre-nailing the board, and that means putting the nails in just a little bit. It'll make it easier to put the board on the wall.
On the back wall, we only have 4 shelves that come up to here. The last 2 here, we don't have shelving across the back. Now remember, the shelves are 12 inches, right? So that means that the shelf will basically come to here. Now there's a problem. If you look down here, that's the 12-inch mark, but there's no place to nail right there. There's nothing in here at all. The closest point to nail is the stud that's right out here at 15 inches. So that means a 12-inch cleat won't get the job done. So what we did is we made some extra long cleats that will land right here at 15 inches. They're going to stick out a little bit, but that's okay. Well, we have another problem here. This board here, the extended cleat, still isn't quite long enough because that's where the stud is. So we have to go find us another board. There's a knot hole right here where I have to put the nail in. Old wood is notoriously hard, especially if it has a knot. So I'm going to correct that with a drill. Nails get their strength from clamping force, and that clamping force is caused by the nail going into the wood back inside the wall. Wow. I've already destroyed about 3 nails trying to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and put that nail in now.
Time to put the shelves in. The plywood we are using is 3/4 AC. Now 3/4 means it's 3/4 or close to 3/4 inch. AC means that one side is A and it is good and aesthetically pleasing. That's the shelf side we're going to use so we can see that side. This side is the C side, which means it has knots, blemishes, not so pretty. So we're going to slip it on in here. There we go. Looks good. This way better. He's just barely getting by this. This is working pretty good though. Big blemish. Be careful, Jeanie, be careful. That one's a little warped. There. There we go. Thank you for watching this week's video. If you like what you see and enjoy our company, please hit the subscribe and the notification bell. Like the video. We are so close to hitting 10,000. For us, that's an exciting milestone. We'll see you next week on 1834 Restoration House.